the thing that I'm kind of surprised about, and I use the word surprised, I do, is that Brady's receiving blowback in certain parts for this. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Say, call the NFL police that he's being reached out to, that he's being tampered with? Certainly when, obviously, if you remember in 2019, it was the summer where Brady was essentially told the contract that he was looking for or the money he was looking for that would keep him in New England wasn't coming. What's he supposed to do? Hang the phone up and not listen? I mean, I don't understand that. Right?
Well, and it's a great point. And look, he's completely beyond the bubble of any potential discipline here because it would be a union issue and there's no policy in place for being the one who is tampered with.
Right.
And there's no rule that says you can't be somebody that a team impermissibly talks to. But I think from a PR standpoint, and look at the timeline and look at like in as late as early December, or what was it? I can't remember how they worded it, but it would happen in December of 2021 while they're making the push toward the end of the regular season. And he's with the Bucks, and he's supposedly all in with the Bucks, and he's talking to the Dolphins. Then that's the kind of thing that Buccaneers fans should probably say, well, what the hell? I mean, are you focused on trying to win with us? What are you doing here? Why are you trying to set up your next gig while we're trying to finish this year with another Super Bowl win? And to be talking to the Dolphins in 2019 and 2020 while he's still doing business with the Patriots, I just think it's a bad look. Sims made the point today, how will he be received in the locker room? Will he get the side eye from any of his teammates? And I think because he's Tom Brady, he won't.
Right.
But I think it is fair to say, how all in are you with your current effort to try to cap the season with a Super Bowl win if you're allowing yourself to be distracted by who you're going to be playing for next year?
I don't know if he's distracted though, Mike. I'll bite on that. I think he can compartmentalize and win and want to win because he just winning is everything. That he can still focus on the task at hand while his agent is handling what could come next. Certainly, if it's ownership, right? I mean, does that? I mean, I don't know. Now you got to do the math. The money that Fox is going to pay him to broadcast, is that more than what he could make as an owner of a team? You'd have to feel that's the case. I'm wondering, like, what does he really want to do with his career?
Well, it depends on how big the percentage is,
right?
Frankly, and also, he was coming to Miami to ultimately play, not just to be
how about that?
A minority owner. And here's the other side of it too. Let's not be naive. This isn't the only time this happens. This happens all the time.
I was going to ask that.
With all sorts of players.
Yeah.
You think Russell Wilson and his agent Mark Rodgers had no conversations with the Broncos during the 2021 season? Do you think that didn't happen? Right? I mean, it's and I think that's one of the reasons why the punishment of the Dolphins wasn't as much as it should have been. When you look at the words of the commissioner, the severity and scope, unprecedented, owner directly involved. I've never encountered that in all my years of the NFL. Well, why is it just what it is then? Why isn't it more? Because it happens all the time. It happens casually. It happens nonchalantly. The Bucks did it with Brady, Bruce Arians, at a press conference, talking to reporters at the Combine in 2020. While Brady is still under contract with the Patriots, Arians says they're interested in Brady. Textbook blatant violation of the tampering rules, but the NFL doesn't care. The NFL ignores 99.999% of the tampering violations, and then every once in a while, we're going to enforce the rule. And going forward, like, are people going to be scared straight by this? Probably not, because I think people understand in this case, I don't think they believe they could punish Stephen Ross for tanking because of the implications of doing so. So we had to get him for something. So we'll get him for this.
Well, I mean, I guess tampering will be hammered down on if it's put in a lawsuit that you did it. I guess that you can't ignore it if that is what you're saying, that the league, it was put right there in Brian Flores' lawsuit. What happens with Flores' lawsuit right now that we know that part of it, what he alleged on a boat, even without naming Tom Brady, flat out happened? So what happens now with that lawsuit, Mike Florio? What do you think?
That lawsuit continues to be bogged down, Rich, on the preliminary question of whether or not it's going to play out in court or whether it's going to be diverted to the NFL's in-house arbitration system, where the commissioner makes the final decision and it all happens in secrecy. And obviously the scales of justice that are supposed to be perfectly even are tilted in favor of the NFL because the commissioner is the one who's making the decision. And as of right now, there's a pending effort by Flores' lawyers to be able to take discovery, get information, question the commissioner about his true bias, how much money he's making, how the NFL owners have viewed him, that kind of thing, so they can then argue he can't be impartial in any way, shape, or form in controversies involving the teams that have hired him to be the commissioner. It's amazing to me because this issue has been hiding in plain sight for as long as I've been covering the NFL. The commissioner serving as arbitrator for certain claims made against teams. Of course the commissioner can't be fair. The commissioner has, as one party, the people who employ him, and as the other party, people who don't. It's an inherent bias that no one should be expected to even try to shake. So I think it's going to be caught up in that issue for months to come, and it's going to take months/years for this case to ever get resolved.